Okay, well, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon to you, Harry, and you, Ellie. We are so glad, Donna and I are so glad that you've got the time to talk with us today about something near and dear to our hearts, which is the World Cetacean Alliance, and just the impact that you all have had globally, as well as locally for us here in Dana Point, after selecting us as the first America's Whale Heritage Site. So thank you for being with us.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here today, Giselle and Donna. Thank you so much for inviting us and to be part of this 51st Whale Festival at Dana Point. It's a real privilege to be here.
Thank you. Well, Harry, you are the executive director, and Elizabeth, tell me the full title that you operate under.
Yes, well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting us. And as Harry said, this is an honor, to be honest, to be here, especially for me that I have been working closely with you both through the certification of Dana Point as Whale Heritage Site. So I'm very, very excited to be here with you all. Yeah, my title is Whale Heritage Sites Program Manager.
Well, we couldn't have done this without your holding our hands as we walked through this very deep, arduous, walked up this mountain. And so thank you. It's incredibly thorough. And that actually, while it was difficult, I think made Donna and I both really appreciate that not just anyone was going to be coming along and saying, hey, I want to be a Whale Heritage Site. So I think that Donna and I would love to hear from you. Donna had this question. Donna, why don't you go ahead and ask them what your thought was?
Well, I think first, it's very important to tell everybody about the World Cetacean Alliance before we get to the first Whale Heritage Site. So for those people that might tune in that don't know anything or just learning about World Cetacean Alliance, both Giselle and I talk about it a lot, but I'm not 100% sure that everyone fully understands what it is. So Harry, this would be a great time for you to explain WCA before we get into the Whale Heritage Site.
Yeah, great idea.
Absolutely. Well, the World Cetacean Alliance is the world's largest network of partners working together to protect cetaceans, whales, dolphins, and porpoises, and their ocean habitats. And we have more than 120 partners in 35 countries around the world. We run programs like the Whale Heritage Site, which is our flagship program. We have a responsible whale watching certification scheme. We run a local project, local to us in the UK, the Sussex Dolphin Project, which includes not only local whale watching, but educational programs and restoration projects for ocean habitats. And we also run wider campaigns on issues that affect cetaceans, like bycatch and things like that. We've been going for about 8 years. And as I said, there's so many things to do to protect the oceans and whales, and working through the partners as we do, we're able to reach out and hopefully have impact across the world.
Picture a world where all whales and dolphins can be free. A world where our oceans are thriving and where communities really care. This is the world we're helping to build. This is our vision.
The World Cetacean Alliance is the world's largest network of partners, all working together to protect cetaceans, whales, dolphins, and porpoises and their ocean habitats. And our greatest strength is our partnership.
Amazing individuals, organizations, and businesses from more than 35 different countries who share our vision of creating a safer world for cetaceans. We believe that real change is possible through collaboration. And this is true of everything we do. From our Whale Heritage Sites program, which empowers people in outstanding places around the world to respect and celebrate cetaceans, to the Sussex Dolphin Project, our initiative in the UK which inspires and educates the local community about marine conservation on their doorstep, We're passionate about tackling many of the issues that threaten cetaceans, including bycatch. So in 2021, we worked together with Sussex Dolphin Project to launch the Dolphins Aren't Discard campaign to stop dolphins dying in super trawler nets.
Across all of our projects and campaigns, I think our greatest ability is to unite a diverse range of voices for a common purpose.
The WCA is dedicated to working in partnership, whether it's with responsible whale watching operators through our certification scheme, or with other organisations, governments and individuals who share our passion. By supporting each other, we can protect whales and dolphins and the places they call home, in harmony with the communities that live alongside them for generations to come.
Thank you. We're very lucky that we have the WCA watching over our whales and dolphins.
I think it's important to note too that the thing that we first had a connection with you on was in certifying both companies as responsible whale watching operations. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we have more than almost 50 responsible whale watching partners around the world. And so these are best in the world, gold standard whale watching companies who exemplify everything that we're trying to promote in whale watching today. So we're talking about ecotourism, we're talking about respect for whales in the ocean. And the certification scheme and the guidelines that go along with them really talk about everything from animal welfare, everything from recognizing the behaviors of whales and dolphins that you're watching and keeping an appropriate distance around them and recognizing their behaviors and the habitats, but everything that is related to that. So those wider issues of sustainability and ocean protection. And so we go through a certification process with all of these partners, like your two amazing companies. And as I said, they really represent the best in the world of whale watching. So anybody that wants to go and see whales, you know that if you go and see a World Cetacean Alliance certified whale watching partner, you're going to have an incredible experience that recognizes the importance of whale welfare and ocean habitats.
Yeah, and that's awesome. We do get a lot of people who say, this was great. I want to go other places in the world. Where do I go? And I don't want to jump ahead to the next 5 years. So let's set that to the side because that's exciting. But get to Donna's next question.
Which my next question is, how do you become a whale heritage site? So in Dana Point, we're very, very lucky that we joined World Cetacean Alliance. We became responsible whale watching companies. And then for Giselle and I, our next step was to have Dana Point become a whale heritage site. And so I wonder if you could walk through the process, and Ellie, you can jump in here because it's very detailed and we had to do a lot, and kind of explain how when people contact you and they want to become a whale heritage site, what is your first recommendation for them to do? Because we do have to have our whole community weigh in on the process and be involved.
Yes, that's right, Donna, and thank you. Well, as Harry said before, Whale Heritage Sites is our flagship program, and at the moment is also supported by World Animal Protection. So just to make sure that everyone understands what is a Whale Heritage Site, is this program formally recognizes all these destinations around the world that support but also demonstrate the importance of cetaceans and their habitats, and how we want to showcase an entire community and their relationship with cetaceans, but ultimately with the oceans. And of course, Dana Point is a very, very good example of that. As you say, Donna, it's not a simple, short process, right. But we try to make sure make it as easier as possible to support every site in with their own needs. And it's important to say that each site is unique. So obviously, although all whale heritage sites or all sites needs to meet robust criteria, they will find their own way to meeting these criteria. And that's what makes this program very unique as well. It's a community-based program. So communities are the ones that reach out to us to submit an application. They start the process, but from the beginning, we try to make sure that it's not just one organization or one person trying to achieve this, but but the whole community is involved. So the process, there are 4 stages in the certification process, and all starts with an online application form. So if there is an organization or an institution that they think, oh, our site is great, we are doing an amazing job already with lots of conservation programs and education programs as well. We really care about cetaceans, and we have, we have this connection with whales and dolphins, then we should apply. And of course, I invite any site that is, or any destination that has these elements to apply. So all started like that. Once that the site submit an initial application, then they go through a candidacy review. Once they become candidate sites is where they have to formalize a steering committee, a representative steering committee of the whole community. And the steering committee will start to gather all the information, all the relevant information, and all the evidence that can help to prove that that a site meets all criteria.
Gosh, Ellie, hold on. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Giselle brought up the meet the certified and candidate whale heritage sites. And I must say that when I first got involved with WCA and I was talking to Giselle, this was such a small map and there was very few candidate sites. I love that you put the whale watch sites on there, but it was very, very few. So congratulations, because you guys have accomplished so much. I have not seen this updated map until today. I don't know if Giselle has, but, and as you can see, the candidate whale heritage sites are on here, and then you can see the ones that are actually certified, which we are. So it's a great map. So congratulations to you guys. It shows how hard it is. And someone can be a candidate site for a very long time because they didn't go through the whole process. And as Giselle can explain, we have to go through the recertification and we have to meet our milestones. So it's I love seeing this map. So congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. And I think I'd like to add too that, when Donna first brought the Whale Heritage Site to the forefront as a goal of hers, at the time, our goal was to promote Dana Point as one of the best places in the world to see dolphins and whales. And I had become more and more sure of that. The more I traveled, the more I went to places, I was like, we've got it all. We have 10 species of dolphins and whales that we see throughout the year. Where else? And the weather's always amazing. And it's this small, pristine harbor. And we've got the first festival. We have all this stuff. So let's do something and let people know how special Dana Point is. And when Donna said, well, I really want to be a whale heritage site, I was like, well, okay, sure. Let's put that on our list of things we want to do. And then as we work together over the next year, I really wanted to make sure that having the designation was something not easily achievable. I didn't want to be just one more place. I really wanted to make sure that your selection criteria was pretty stiff. And so, but I had no idea how stiff it really was until we started to go through the process. And then I realized I really began to take a lot of pride in the fact that we were even a candidate, because it wasn't about just that we were this amazing place to go see dolphins and whales. It was about, hey, we also have companies here who have been certified as responsible whale watching companies. Hey, we're also a place that has a heritage that's really rich with dolphins and whales. And hey, we have a place that cares about water quality and ocean pollution when it comes to things like plastics and balloons and things like that. And that we just pull it all together, and that we needed a whole community. And I remember when we first met Dylan, he said to us, he said, to me, a whale heritage site is a place where once you step into that community, they live, they eat, they breathe, they think whales.
Right.
And they do everything they can to ensure the best life possible for those animals and bring people out to see them, and they celebrate them and all of that. And that's when I got so excited. It was like, oh yeah, this is us. This is us.
Yes.
So really exciting.
And it's just wonderful to know that when we go out in the community, people don't know who we are, but we might say we're from Dana Point, and they'll say, oh my gosh, did you know there are whale heritage sites? And that's pretty wonderful.
Very cool.
Say that. So
yeah, it's very, very cool.
Good job. Love the map.
Yep.
Exciting.
It is
Really
amazing.
exciting.
That's one of the things I love most about the Whale Heritage Site program. Exactly what you said there. It's just, and this is a conversation Ellie and I have many times, and we can't say it clearly enough that whale heritage sites aren't just about whale watching. It's about that heritage and culture and history and art and that connection to the ocean.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places in the world that you can go and watch whales. There aren't that many places that you can go and really feel, as you said, that connection with the ocean and with whales and that heritage and that history. And that's what the Whale Heritage Site is about. It's a destination, not just a thing you do to go and see whales.
Yeah, it's amazing. So we're excited to be a part of it. Taking it personal, because our theme this year for the interview series is how you can be a whale world changer, and what makes a whale world changer. And in a whale world, the whale world is the world of oceans. And so we have people this year who have made some pretty significant local impacts. And it all starts usually with some kind of an experience that you had when you were younger, where you experienced some kind of an encounter. So I would love to tap into that memory a little bit and have you share with us what that is. Do you remember what that is for you, Ellie?
Oh, absolutely. And I think you will like this one because it kind of relates to the whales that you encounter every year in your waters as well. Well, I always felt a deep connection with the sea and all marine life, but whales were always on top of my list. So when I was 9 years old, my dad took me to Baja California. I'm from Mexico, but I used to live in the middle of Mexico. So he took me to Baja California and he rented this old Volkswagen, and we crossed all the Baja Desert to this remote lagoon to watch gray whales. That was a time where whale watching in the area wasn't a thing. Like it really, it wasn't well known. So it was completely deserted. I think it was just the two of us and another, two more people in a boat, small boat, and lots of whales and their calves. And it was just amazing. I didn't want to get out of the boat.
Right.
But I think that was that experience was had a huge impact in me. So after that, to be honest, I had no doubt that my purpose, and my dream was to study the oceans and to do something, whatever, something to help to protect and conserve it. And that's what I did, and
Yes,
what
what you
I'm
did.
still doing.
And what you're still doing. I love
Yes.
that. I love that. Thank you. What about you, Harry?
My passion for this actually oddly doesn't come from Wales originally. It came from, oh my goodness, it must be about 30 years ago now. So before I was involved in animal welfare and conservation, which I've been doing for, I guess, about 25 years now. I used to work in a bakery. My family used to own a chain of bakeries. And so I was this pastry chef in my early 20s, not really loving what I was doing. It was the family business, you know, you just kind of like doing it. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I knew it wasn't being a pastry chef for the rest of my life. And over a Christmas period of what must have been, I guess, maybe 1996, I'm guessing, there was an organization called the Environmental Investigation Agency, which is a global organization, but they're based in the UK. And they ran this ad campaign every day for about 2 weeks, this double-page spread about tigers, not whales, tigers. And there was something about it. It said, to paraphrase, if we don't do something to protect tigers now, in a generation's time, they won't exist in the wild. The only place you'll ever be able to see them is in captivity. And I remember just seeing this every day, and there was just something in that that really struck a chord with me. And I imagined myself years in the future, you know, having a daughter or something and going to a zoo and looking at tigers, because it's the only place that you would ever be able to see them again. And I imagined this imaginary daughter of mine asking me, you know, what were you doing while this was happening? Because my imaginary daughter asks really difficult questions. And I thought, well, I could say I was working in a bakery and I was donating £3 a month, which is nothing. It's, you know, people that support charities, the lifeblood of them.
Right.
But I just felt that there was more that I needed to do, that I wanted to do. And that basically, seeing that opened my eyes to animal welfare and a career path that just at every stage I learned more and more, and realized the interconnectedness between animal welfare and conservation and the land and the ocean and all the species and the ecosystems. And this is ultimately what led me to the World Cetacean Alliance and ocean protection.
Wow, that's awesome. And I think that, you know, one of our questions is, where do you see WCA going in the next 5 years? And that's a great lead in, and perhaps one of the reasons why you were selected to step in into Dylan's position and take this to a different level. So tell us about what WCA is hoping to accomplish in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, for people that don't know my predecessor, Dylan Walker, he was the founder of the WCA. And since I took over from his role, we've become good friends, and he left some pretty big shoes to fill. Yeah. But I think that the vision for the WCA now going forward is building on the incredible work that Dylan started. But what we're starting to see now is that the foundation of the WCA was about, to a great degree, responsible whale watching and ocean protection from the point of view of tourism, and getting people to respect and love the ocean through this fascination that we have with seeing whales and dolphins in the wild. Right. But the counter side to that is all of the things that are a danger to these incredible animals. That could be ghost gear and discarded fishing gear. That could be industrial fishing trawlers. That could be plastic pollution or noise pollution. All of these things are so vitally important that, you know, if we're an organization that is going to promote seeing whales in the wild, we have to do things to protect their habitats, and because otherwise there's not going to be any whales in the wild to see. Similar to my kind of tiger analogy, it's like, you can't just go and see them if you're not doing anything to protect them. And so I think over the next 5 years, you'll see the WCA not just, continue with the work that we're doing with whale heritage sites and certifying whale watching companies, but also working on campaigns that protect oceans in the wider world, whether that is discarded fishing gear or, as you can see on the screen there, protecting whales from ship strikes, to our campaign, Dolphins Aren't Discard, which is where we're tackling the issue of super trawlers and dolphins and other animals being killed as bycatch. So all of these things are things that I think that we will be working more and more on over the next few years.
Wow, that's exciting stuff, to be able to make such a huge impact. We're really excited to see where, because hopefully Giselle and I will be taking that journey with you. So we're really excited to be in the organization when Dylan, started it, and then to see the progression is really amazing.
Yeah.
And maybe you could talk a little bit. I know Giselle probably has some questions, but we've talked a little bit about whale heritage sites and what the future is for the whale heritage sites. Are you going to be doing some other things in the future? Do you want to talk about that as far as making the program larger than it is now?
Do you want to take this one, Ellie?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, I think we have great plans for whale heritage sites as well. Obviously, we keep working on supporting all certified sites, potential candidate sites, and the people that we work with, and we want to continue with that. Bringing new sites, supporting those communities that might need some support, but also, showcasing them and the great work that they are doing. I think that's very important for us, but obviously there is always room for improvement. So we are working hard to make sure we provide what is needed, and also, to consolidate the program, to provide more resources as well, not just for the certified sites, but for any community that would like to work towards conservation and to, develop that relationship with cetaceans and their heritage. So any resources that could support that as well. We are also developing new partnerships, new projects that work on, for example, recently we started a project with 2 universities, one here in the UK and one in France, all about whaling heritage and how that transition to a whale watching destination, and those kind of things that are always, adding to the work that we are trying to achieve here. But also, we are working closely, again, with Dylan, that you already mentioned, and World Animal Protection, supporting them to develop a similar model than as well heritage sites, but for other animal species or even ecosystems. So it's almost replicating this model for other animals, and that's very exciting for us, because we are taking this as the way to go, and
Right.
as an example that other animals could benefit with. So I guess that we will get involved in that. We will be part of this program that it's called Wildlife Heritage Sites. So I think that's something that will benefit, other species, but also benefit whale heritage sites as a whole. I don't know if you, Harry, would like to add something about that, but yeah, we are working hard to make sure that we continue the work that we have been done with you all.
Yeah, thank you, Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's exciting.
It is, yeah, not much to add to that. I mean, Ellie really summed it up, but it is a hugely exciting project. You know, it's imagining whale heritage sites and lion heritage sites and tiger and bear and
Right.
wolf and elephant heritage sites, and the communities that work around them. So as we've already talked about with whale heritage sites, it's looking at different species and how communities are living with them and protecting them and living alongside them. The history, it's really exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting for us to be kind of in at the beginning and then see how this can grow. So it's awesome. Well, is there anything else that you would like to share about WCA and your plans for the next year before we get back to the festival?
And Harry, our goal is that you come maybe next year. I
Yeah,
know we tried to have you come this year and it didn't work, but next year, you know, you're always welcome. It'll be the 52nd Festival of Whales, longest festival of whales on the planet, right, Giselle?
yes, we were the first one to have a festival of whales, and we've had one every year since.
Yeah,
thanks
and we
to,
did not have to cancel. So we're very, very lucky that we
even during COVID.
Yeah, even during
Yep.
the C word.
Yes, the C word, right. Well, thankfully, we're an outdoor activity.
Right.
So, you know, there was just a lot more opportunity for us to be out there. And I think people really were embraced just the opportunity to be outside. So we did get to still have it every year.
Every year.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
No, we're so sorry. Ellie and I are so sorry that we weren't able to make it there this year in person. We're just really glad that we're able to support you and be part of it through this interview and just kind of remotely. And I'm sure Ellie will say the same, but I just want to wish you all the best for the incredible work that you do. It's for me, it's kind of an honor to be associated with you guys and the incredible work that you do. You know, 51 years of the world's oldest whale festival and celebrating it is just something that everywhere else in the world can look to and point to and go, this is how things should be done. And you really do exemplify what a whale heritage site is. So just want to, on behalf of the WCA, thank you for being such amazing partners.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you guys so much for being with us. And hopefully next year, this will be an in-person call or an in-person discussion.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Thank
We
you
would
so
love
much.
that.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. And we'll be in touch soon.
Thank you very much, and enjoy the celebration. Enjoy the festival.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. There's
We
a
gotta get
lot of
back to
stuff
it.
going on. Yeah, we're gonna get back to it. Thank you guys so much.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Have a good
Bye-bye.
time.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye from Dana Point.
Yeah.